Hey y'all, it's Taryn. It is Monday, July 7th. Welcome. I posted a video today, and so this is my attempt at actually getting into, I was going to say getting back to, but there's no getting back, getting into posting clips daily-ish, maybe that's the right word. I don't know. Anyway, today I worked on, out of my Polyvon Quilts for All Seasons, I worked on the May quilt because that is part of my Stitch Mania. So my Stitch Mania things can come up on my wheel during the year, and so, which is good since May doesn't get a lot of love in May because of Stitch Mania. I can add it throughout the year to get some work on it. Anyway, that's what May looks like. That's not what my May looks like, but here is where we are. This time, because last time I discovered that I had done something wrong here. I used the wrong color. They look too close to each other on the chart. And what was supposed to be like a beigeish color, I had put in one of these pale lavender colors. But anyway, so last time I worked, I had to pull out a bunch of stitches up here, and I put some of them back in, but this time I decided to come down. That is like the bottom of the quilt. So this is the flower, that's that pink flower right here. And then this is coming down to this right here. So that's already close to the bottom. The bottom probably is going to come down about that much more, but so anyway, that's what I did today. After I finished recording yesterday, I realized that I did not show you everything that I had bought because I ordered some fabric from McKenna. She had to yell at me to get off of her website. And my little monthly mini village came in for August. I'll get right on that as soon as I get January through July finished. Anyway, I ordered some fabric. This one's called Midnight Ride. I don't actually know who it's, let's see, maybe I do. It's an 18 counts Weigart JU Designs. Anyway, there was have I talked about this already? I feel like I have. There was a Halloween pattern that I wanted to go with it, but when I came back the next day, because we had to leave to get someplace when I was shopping, and this obviously the fabric was still available, but the pattern was not, so now I got to try to find it somewhere else. And then I bought this gray and white check. It is well, it says Northern Crafts, but I don't know if that's who does it or if that's where it originally came from. I had no idea that I was buying this much of it. So I'll be able to put some things on gray and white check for a while. But it's okay. It's okay. And then, because she didn't want me to run out of things to work on and I was buying fabric, she threw in a couple of patterns for me. The Fruitful Clusters Sampler, which looks like this. A lot of the letters are kind of tone on tone, so they're harder to see. Cute little Santa Clauses. And a welcome. She knows me too well. So I will have to put that in my things to be made and put my, well, I was going to say put my fabric in its box, but my box overfloweth, so I have to get a bigger box. Okay, that is it for today. I'll try to be back tomorrow. I don't think we're doing anything after work, so it should be doable, but we'll see. All right, see you in a sec. Okay, I'm back. It is Wednesday, July 9th. So much for that, daily stuff. But this is better than 3 weeks, so we should go with it. I did not record yesterday because yesterday I worked on this one, Graveyard Halloween by Stony Creek. Here we go. Here's where we are. And I didn't show it because this is where I started. I had a pin in here, I think down around here, to let me know that everything above that mark was wrong. So I spent most of my time pulling it out and putting it back in. I think I only got back to where I was when I started. So no moving forward there. I think when I work on that, this one is my Halloween piece. Yes, that's what it was for, because I had spun Halloween. It is in a bag that I made from, this was a year of little embroidery things. It's hard to see the little kitty ghost because it's in white, because, it's a ghost. But anyway, I could never decide how to put them together as a quilt, like what I wanted in between all of them, or if I wanted them together. So I've started turning them into project bags. I haven't gotten very far. I think I've only done it with 2 or 3, but it's me. It's me. And then today I worked on this Cafe du Monde. I bought it in New Orleans when Dax and I went. I've been trying to buy something that signifies our vacation when we go. I think we went in 2021. It's been a while. It's not giant. Should have been finished by now, but it is not. It's still in all this stuff because I was just working on it. I keep thinking, I'm so close, just finish it. But I'm really not so close. There's a whole bunch of back stitching to be done. This side over here will look like this one. And I have to tell myself, y'all, it says CDM. And I'm like, what does CDM stand for? Because, Cafe du Monde would be... Why would it stand for that? I scare myself sometimes, y'all. Anyway, the back stitching has to be done there. It still needs to say Cafe du Monde up here, New Orleans down here. This is the coffee cup and the saucer it's on, which will all have to be back stitched, but there's still a plate of beignets that has to be stitched. So I'm really not that close, but it's killing me. So I haven't been able to bring myself to take it out of here, but I have other things that, if I'm going to sit and stitch, that I should work on, whether they're going to be finished or not. Anyway, that's it. There's been nothing fun and exciting going on, I don't think. Addison calls me most every day on her way home from work. And yesterday when I was talking to her, I could hear Ryan in the back seat, and he was going, ooh, because she rolled down the window. So he was pretty impressed with that. That's the most exciting thing that's happened. Anyway, I guess we will be back tomorrow-ish. All right, see you in a sec. And we're back. It's July 10th, Thursday. Yay! Yeah, I gotta tell you, this morning My alarm went off. I turned it off before the snooze went off, and I got out of bed and went to the bathroom, fed the cats, went to get my coffee, and it wasn't made. And I was like, I know I set up the coffee pot last night. Why didn't it make the coffee? And so I look, and the time says 3:56 on the coffee pot, and I'm like, what did I do to change the time on the coffee pot? Now it's all off, and now I got to fix it and all of that stuff. And so I turn around and I look at the clock on the stove, and it's 3:56. I guess my alarm's going off in my dreams now and waking me up, because I don't usually get up till 5. So I don't know what woke me up. I don't know why I thought my alarm had gone off and that I had snoozed it. I thought I was getting up before it. Lord help me. Never a dull moment, I can tell you that. Okay, I worked on this one a little bit more last night. I did not finish it. I did not, but it's killing me. It's killing me. But I did, do some of the back stitching in here. So anyway, I'll wait. I have other more important things. I know. And then today I worked on Santa's Magic by Mirabilia. It's really hard to see. I could not, here, this picture's better, but it's still not good. I can't get a good picture. So anyway, I've tried. I can't, I guess I could, but I don't want to keep using up ink to try to get a good picture. Sorry about all that noise. And here is where we are. I started in the middle. I just made a copy of this part of the pattern when it was folded. So today I finished on all of these little baubles, getting them filled in some other colors that were just like, there was a color up here that there were only 3 stitches of. So I got that filled in, and some other things like that along in here. I did a bunch of this. It won't show up shiny, I'm sure. It's green Krynic all in here. And then I finished all of the whisper thread that's over here. I haven't fluffed it up or anything. I'll do that when I am done. But anyway, and I have said before that, like, when I'm using Krynic or like the whisper, this is the needle that I usually stitch with, just a little tiny needle. And this is what I do the whisper in the Krynic with. I mean, you can probably even see the opening in the head of that needle, but here they are side by side. That doesn't even work, does it? Maybe this will help. So you can tell that it's a much bigger needle and everything, but it opens the stitches up, and I don't have trouble with my Krynic fraying or even the whisper thread. I can use a piece this long and everything. So that seems to be working really well for me, and I'm not going to change it. Tomorrow we'll be back to the July quilt, because thank goodness tomorrow is Friday. We have to, at some point, we have a client who's turning 98, and the nursing home that he is in is going to do a little, they'll have cupcakes and stuff available for a couple of hours during the day, and so that people can come by and see him. So we're going to go do that. I have to text his son in the morning and see what time that they'll be doing that, so we can go by and see him. He used to be the sheriff in the county 50 years ago. It's long ago. But the man knows just everybody, and we used to tease him because later on in life, he did just whatever to not be bored. And he worked for another attorney in town. And the attorney really didn't need him to work there, but they were friends. And he would just send him to make the deposits because he would walk down to the bank, and it was like a block away from that attorney's office. He'd walk down to the bank and he would have donuts and coffee and spend an hour down there talking to everybody. And then he'd go to the post office and talk to everybody in the post office for an hour or so. Goodness knows when he came to our office, he would stand and talk for an hour or so and get candy. So he will love having people come by and see him and chat with him and somebody besides all of the regulars to talk to. So we're going to go do that sometime tomorrow. And that's about, the extent of our plans. We're pretty exciting people. Wyatt came and picked up our Suburban today to help. He's moving. He and his girlfriend are moving. He accepted a job as an assistant principal on the northeast side of Austin in Round Rock. And so they're getting moved. He starts Tuesday on the 15th, his new job. So he's pretty excited about that. And we're excited for him. So anyway, next month in August, we go August 14th, I guess. I think it's the 14th. Abigail will graduate from nursing school. And so we will go down there for that. And then at some point, I guess she'll come home and we'll take everybody out to eat and celebrate Wyatt getting his master's degree and this new job, and Abigail getting her nursing degree. And it's crazy, these kids growing up. I don't know why they do it, but there we are. And then Addison's letting Ryan do it. What's up with that? Anyway, I guess I'm going to go take a shower and go to bed. I'm tired. I shouldn't be getting up before 4 o'clock in the morning, but oh well. Fingers crossed. I'll be back tomorrow. I mean, it'll be just a second for you, even if it's 3 days, but I'm trying really hard here. All right. See you in a second. And we're back, and it's actually Friday, July 11th. Who am I? We won't get ahead of ourselves here. So today I worked on out of Paula Vaughn's Quilts for All Seasons, the July quilt cross stitch. It's not a quilt, but that is. So I'll work on this like every Friday in July, in theory. Anyway, here is where I've gotten to. I worked filling in this, and up here, like all of this is new and everything. I may still work on it some more. We'll see, because I was working on something else, not cross stitch, but so I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do for the rest of the evening. It's only 7:30. We left the office at like, I don't know, by 5:30. So it's just crazy. I don't even know how to act with things like that. So anyway, that's it for today. We went to the party for our client for his 98th birthday. I'm not so sure that he recognizes or remembers who we are, and that's okay, obviously. But his family knows we were there, and we're very appreciative that we would come. So it was all worth it, whether he remembers it or not, it doesn't really matter. He knew it in the moment, and that's good. So Anyway, maybe tomorrow. Okay, back in a sec. And we're back. Okay, it is Monday, July, I almost said January. July, what is today? The 14th? Anyway, obviously I wasn't here over the weekend, but it's going to come back last night, but I was so tired. The whole weekend I was. Saturday, I went and I'm like, okay, I'm so tired. I'm going to go take a little short nap. And it was like 4 o'clock. And I laid down. I was like, oh, I'll see if I can fall asleep even. I woke up at 6:30 in exactly the same position. I hadn't moved. And then yesterday I was going to come after Ryan and his parents left, but I could barely stay awake. It's ridiculous. So anyway, here I am today. I was looking, it's like it got darker. What I worked on Santa's Magic. This is Mirabilia. And I'm just keep going. This time I filled in a bunch of this in green Krynic and gold Krynic. And then I came down here and I did a little bit of this because this is just plain floss, $9.39, I think. I've still got some more to fill in down here, but then it'll be time to move on. I'll have to go figure out where I copied the page on the pattern and try to move over somewhere. I'll probably move up because Shelly wants me to get to the face somehow, so I will figure out how to do that. Sorry. And I worked on this cute little bunny from Fancy That. It's the hat of the month for March. This stuff is pretty old. I was going to see, I know I saw a copyright on it. 1997. Anyway, it's pretty cute. I am doing this on a piece of wild fabric that I'm certain Colbin sent to me. It's Under the Sea Fabrics, Chloris, 28 count Lugana. I'm doing the bunny. It should fit just on this little strip like this. This time, before I had it just white right here, so this time I put in the green clover and got the white done on the rest of his chest down there. And we'll move on up to the face and all that kind of stuff. But I thought it would look great on this one, and I'll still have a lot of it left over, but you know, for me, that's wild colors. And I think the only other thing that I have stitched on since you last saw me is my July sweet stitching. And I have a mistake. I'm not happy about it. But my August one came in today, so yikes. I realized my mistake when I was putting in the letters, and my O won't fit because this is too low. When I was lining it up, I was supposed to be lining up this with this. That's where I counted off. And I was supposed to be lining up this part, and I did that part. So now I got to pull it all out. But there we are. I haven't decided because some of it doesn't show up great. Like his face and hair shows up better on the camera than it does in person. I don't know if it's just me or not, but like his hands don't really show up much. So I might just take a kind of just a little bit darker beige, brown, tan kind of color. I don't know. And just kind of go around right here on the sides of his face and his hands just to help him show up. But anyway, that is, I think, all that I worked on. Oh, it's not. I crocheted something, but it's in the house. Hold. Okay. I hope I paused it and that you weren't just sitting there. I had taken this into the house to show Kirsten what I made. But look, it's a little jellyfish. How freaking adorable is it? I need to stop letting videos pop up and watching them, because then I get sidetracked. And there we are. So I think that's everything that I have worked on. Going on around here, Wyatt and his girlfriend moved from New Braunfels to Round Rock because he took a job as an assistant principal. I may have said all of that, for a charter school in Round Rock. They were getting the final stuff. He starts tomorrow. Getting the final stuff moved this weekend on Saturday. Is that correct? Yes, on Saturday. And he and Kaylee were in Target picking up some stuff, and he had his foot kind of at an angle, and because he was going this way, and Kaylee said something, and he stopped, and his foot was planted, and he turned the other way and dislocated his knee. So he came by yesterday to pick up. The kneecap slid back into place to pick up the knee brace, because this is not, he's dislocated both knees, had to have surgery to loosen the tendons because they were too tight. So they went and cut the tendons to loosen them. But I told him, you know, that's not normal. Dax told him, you need to go to the doctor about it, but he doesn't want to, because he doesn't want to have to do another surgery and physical therapy and wearing the brace. But he wore the brace on yesterday. He put it on. It must have been hurting. He put it on as soon as he got here to pick it up. And he stopped by the office on his way. He was doing some stuff in San Marcos, so he stopped by the office and he had it on today. I have my doubts he's going to want to wear it tomorrow with the suit, but we'll see. Anyway, so that's, you know, been the excitement around here. He's like, I don't want to, you know, that's expensive. That's what he said, you know, because going to a specialist is expensive. And I'm like, really? Tell us all about it, please. Please tell us how much it costs to see a specialist for both knees and have them both operated on, and physical therapy on both. Please tell us. One of them he's dislocated more than once. Actually, and it might be this one. It was his right knee, but anyway. The swelling was down a little bit today. It's still very swollen, but it wasn't as bad as it was yesterday. So hopefully he'll do what he needs to do. But he's an adult. I can't make him. Anyway, that's more excitement than we care to have. Ryan came over yesterday, and his mama said he fell asleep right away because we played hard. Lots of playing. Kirsten's back was sore from bending over, playing with him, and you know, following him around, and yeah, we played hard. It was good. It's good fun. Everything's going fine. Addison went for her 16-week checkup, and everything looks good. So all is well here. I think this is going to be my last little clip, and I'm going to try to remember to take the computer with me to work tomorrow and squish the videos together and try to get it uploaded. Hopefully I'll remember. So thank y'all for watching. Thank you for your comments. I do appreciate them. Your likes. Thanks for subscribing. And I guess we'll see you here next time. Thanks, y'all. Bye.